Good morning, Janet and Kate. This is Dave from WebGarden doing a little video screencast on the discussion questions library. So let's just really briefly take a very quick look at how I envision the front end to be. And Janet, I decided to actually go ahead and split this into its own little menu item here in the main menu. The reference library was just looking really full, and it just kind of seemed like this didn't fit. It also didn't really fit in the lesson plans area. That also was seeming pretty full and has a very different feel to it than the discussion questions library. So as per always, you might want to just pause this video really quick and open up the lesson plans page and then navigate to the discussion questions from the lesson plans page, because this is where we're going to be pulling all of the data from. So let's just take a quick look. This whole beginning paragraph intro stuff is actually literally just copied from right here. And what's really nice is that you can actually, I'm going to hold down Control and click Edit Page here to open up the actual page. But you'll notice that this is the only information that's there. There's nothing else if I scroll down. So all of the rest of this is actually entered using a custom post type. So, Jenna, if you do want to go ahead and edit that intro text, feel free to. All you need to do is navigate to this page, hit the Edit Page button, and then you'll be able to edit this text to your heart's content. So, let's just go through the process really quickly of adding a new question book, is what I called it here, to differentiate, and maybe I should call this one reference book. But anyway, I'm just going to click on question book under the new menu there. Go take a look at this really quick. You can see we've got a title, we have a content area, and then just a few book details down here. On the right-hand side, there's a few things, just really two things. One is selecting the appropriate discussion question categories, and those are just a list of these actually in a slightly different format. It's using what's called a custom taxonomy in WordPress, which just allows us to create categories that we can then use to organize the posts, which is a really nice thing. So the first thing that you'll notice is that you can check as many of these as you want. I would try and keep it as simple as possible. I think most of these discussion questions have 2 or 3 categories that they fit into. That's fine. That can definitely work. So let's actually go through the process of adding a book here. And the reason I'm not just doing them in order is because that would be really boring as far as the formatting goes. It took quite a bit to actually get WordPress to follow this type of formatting, but I think I have it all right, and as long as you're entering books that begin with the letter A, they'll appear up here in the A section. If we enter a book that begins with the letter B, it would literally create another row here called B, and it would have books underneath that. So it's not going to display letters unless there's actually books to display. So I kind of coded it to make it a little smart. So why don't we just go with double trouble here. We'll add a D column, and hopefully if I coded everything right, what we'll see is A with these 2 books, C with chrysanthemum, then D right in here, and then T at the end for the bear that wasn't. So the first thing I'm just going to go ahead and do is I'll grab, it's actually easier to grab just this whole thing right here, come back to the title, and then actually just copy and cut the author and the word by, and just paste that down here in the author section. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab actually the link here, and Kate and Jana, you guys can feel free to utilize, again, I'm not sure if this is the Amazon link or not, but definitely use your Amazon affiliate link. Much better to go ahead and do it that way. You'll get credit for any sales that happen. Now I'm just realizing I forgot to add the buy on Amazon button, but I can certainly take care of that. going to go grab the book image, which I believe is just in here, and I think, oh, maybe not. Hold on just a moment. Let's find the name of that photo. Really easy way to find out what something's called. So Philip Cam is what this is called, which is why I didn't find it. Let's go into the images folder, type in Philip, and there we go. Found it, add that, set that as the featured image. So you'll see that appear here. Now let's actually grab the discussion questions, and you'll notice that I'm going to take these and I'm going to put them into the content area. And I did it this way so that you guys don't have to enter these questions one at a time. I think that that would get really tedious, especially for some of the listings that have a lot of questions. So I just decided to make it like this. Feel free to go to the visual tab and edit the way that these look. You can put some spaces. You could turn it into a list of sorts by highlighting everything and then using this bulleted list feature. You may find that you need to do what I'm doing right now, which is actually turning these into questions by using your enter, or if you're on a Mac, your return key. And yeah, so once you have it formatted the way that you want it, you just want to make sure that you're also copying over the different categories that you might want to use. For this one, there's just one. It's metaphysics. So I'm going to go ahead and check off metaphysics here on the right. And then as with any custom post or page in WordPress, the last thing I'm always going to do is hit this little blue publish button. And now we get to see if this actually works. So again, what we're looking for is these two books to stay here, the chrysanthemum book to stay there, it to create a whole new category right here on its own, a whole new letter category, and insert this new book, Double Trouble. So let's see. It looks like it worked perfectly. Kept those two books there. There's the chrysanthemum, and here's D for Double Trouble. I still have not coded in the actual remainder of the page template here for the individual page, but you can see that if you actually visit that, it will show you at least the page text that we put in. I'm still going to input the image, the title, the author, and button, certainly, for purchasing the book from Amazon. All right, that is the end of this little video. Again, you can find this particular resource here under Resources and then Discussion Questions Library, and feel free to refer to this video anytime if you guys get lost or stuck. Send me any questions that you might have, and have a wonderful Friday.